Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in on Sunday night. I'm obviously shooting it from a different angle. And so until I go live, I can't actually see what you guys are seeing. So give me just a second here and see if we can't spin it. There we go. That's more of what we're doing tonight is this stuff up here. So who all do we have here? All right, Adam, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, oh no, hey, Mountain Dew, I'm right there with you, buddy. Tom, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, man. Hey, they call me the mayor. All right, yes, thank you. Oh, hey, YouTube just let me know I'm live, and there it went up on my phone. Hey, Steve, thank you for stopping by, checking out one of the live feeds. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it very much. So we already got 3 people watching and haven't even been live for a minute. That's awesome. Thank you guys for showing up. Hope everybody's weekend went well. Hope you guys got a lot accomplished in my part of Missouri. The weather has been Chamber of Commerce, blue skies, little puffy white clouds, and nice mild temperatures. So good moving weather if you look at it that way. Yeah, hey, they beat it by an hour for both of us this time. They called me the mayor, so you two must have heard us bitching about them last night, notifying everybody an hour later after I'd already started that the live stream was going. I've been moving today, Adam, and the only thing that I've been watching was when I got home and after I showered while I was eating dinner this time before I went live, I was watching the qualifying from St. Louis at the Midwest Nationals, and then I'm down to the finals basically, and so I don't even know who won that race, and I've got the NASCAR race recorded, but I haven't seen it. And then I already know who won the F1 race because my phone let me know that, and I made the mistake of looking at it. So, yeah. But no, I don't know who won the NASCAR race. I'm glad to know that it was a kick-ass race. If anybody knows who won, please don't put it in the chat because I'd like to watch the race after the feed because I've got laundry to do and domestic stuff that doesn't involve moving. All right. Hey, we got our mandatory 5 up there. So thank all 5 of you that have decided to join on Sunday night to watch live the packing and dusting, or dusting and then packing of the remaining AFX cars. So basically, we're going to do. I'm going to save the 2 packs for last because they're an odd size. So that way I can fit as many of the single cased cars into these type boxes right here. But anyway, we're going to do from the bottom, everything there, everything here, all the way over to where we started last night in that corner for the GT40s, where they started with the stock cars and stuff like that. So I'm going to pull down cars, and if like I mentioned before, if I've got any little history or story or collectability available, knowledge about them, I'll obviously. I'll start off with anything that has the words Mega and G on it from AFX is a collectible. If it's in the package, it's a collectible. So basically, a lot of what you're going to see tonight is a lot of collectible cars if you are a collector. And if you're not a collector and you're just a racer, you may see some cars that you may want to invest in if you're not worried about price, getting them out there on the track. Because like I said, I love those Mega G chassis. They run really good. You can rebuild them, work on them. So, yeah. I'll get started with tonight unless somebody's got a question. Thumbtacks, yes, sir. Yeah, Steve, that's exactly what I use. That's why I've got. This is from last night. That's what we did, and then so I'm going to pull them down two at a time, and then I'll start at the top corner and just work my way down, and then come back up and work my way down, because that's kind of how I put them on the wall. And then, like I said, if I know something, I'll tell it. And if not, then I'll just describe the car the best I can and get it as close to the camera as I can before it starts doing its little clickety-clackety thing. I planned ahead tonight. I had the milk crate in place. I had the box ready to go. Got the toilet paper ready to wrap. You know, so we're in a good place compared to last night. All righty. So the very first one that you saw on the top there, and like I said, I'm looking at directly at the TV now, so I can see what you guys are seeing for a change. And you'll see here, I'm going to tilt it so the light doesn't reflect. There we go. Okay, well that's a little better. Chrome Cobra Daytona number 9. This also is a set car for that Shelby set that I have, that I showed you, the 2 set cars, and the Chrome number 15 version of this is the really collectible version. So you could get that in, you could get this particular car in the set or individually in the bubble, but you could not get the Chrome 15 any other way. And I'm trying to see if there's a date on the back of this bad boy so we can tell. They don't, on this model here, I know I was bragging last night about the SRT versions and some of the Mega G versions. On this one, they didn't really put anything back here. It just says the new Mega G chassis makes it possible to create stunning bodies that take realism to levels never before seen in 1/64 scale. Combine that achievement with superb graphics that use up to 6 colors, and you have cars that set new standards for details and accuracy. So pretty cool. This one's a pretty pricey car to find, especially if people know what they're looking at. And here is, for lack of a better term, a baby blue or like a mist blue Mega G Cobra version. Like I said, I can see the TV in front of me now, so I can kind of help with getting a better view of it without the glare. So it's a pretty sweet looking car. This one is numbered, where that one wasn't numbered. This one's also on the Mega G chassis. This one's number 1625. And like I mentioned last night, some of the older packages have the details of future cars that you could buy. And as I discovered last night with Aaron's help, I now need to have 2 versions of this red number 8. I think it's the Whitmore GT40, the SRT version and the Mega G version. And that's why they keep showing it on the Mega G stuff, is because they did make it in a Mega G version, like you can see down there. Yeah. So a couple of cool looking cars. I like my Cobras and my Shelbys, and so basically we got 3 more of those in the package to show. So anybody so far have either one of these cars or not seen one of them, or?
Oh yes, Steve was stockpile. That's the easiest way to do it. Cheap and easy, like a buck for the things. Hey, by the beach, I'm glad to see you're here. Glad to hear you're safe. Send them all to Florida.
Oh, that's why I told you guys, if you missed it last night, I said when I get to my house, and it's the perfect time to do inventory is when you're unpacking everything. Because like I said, everything that I'm unpacking now, I'm going to show unpacking and hanging later. And we're going to see everything as far as what I have that I'm collecting on the walls or on a shelf or something. And so it'll be quite the little show, to say the least. But then I'm going to get the, once I have it all inventoried, because that's part of the thing, is I'll be writing down exactly what I have. Car, chassis, new, old stock, whatever, carded, and then turning that over to a couple of appraisal companies, and then using that to get me some insurance to cover this stuff, so that if anything did happen to my home, my newly purchased home, then I would know that at least a lot of these cars would be covered. Because like I mentioned last night, there's no way that I could begin to try to replace these nowadays with the prices that are currently purveying the market. But I'll keep that in mind by the beach, because you never know. The way house prices go, I may go to sign and it may cost me more money.
Yes, TP.
Okay, sounds good by the beach. You take care. Have a good night. And like I said, I'm going to keep going if nobody is even watching. We got 10 people right now. So thank all 10 of you that have stopped by tonight. I appreciate it. I just literally did the first 2 cars. I'm not going to go in reverse, but suffice to say, there are a couple of Cobras. And yes, I do use the toilet paper 2-ply. And it's the least expensive way and the fastest way that I found to wrap these carded cars. And if you do it correctly, when you're done, then yes, you can recycle the toilet paper. But I saved mine, all my materials, because like I mentioned last night, I did have everything packed before, so I saved it all back. But I'd use some of the other toilet paper for other stuff, so I just broke out a new roll. So it's got 2 purposes. It'll help me move, and then it's got its true purpose later if nothing happens to it. All right. And here's the last Mega G Cobra Daytona that I have, and it's the number 59. Yep. Red number 59. And this one, based on the production numbers, is probably towards the end. 2524 is the number on this one. That's a pretty good picture of it right there. I got a pretty good angle. I'll have to try to remember that. But once again, it's a good looking car. I like it. It's got the white wheels. It's the collector series, which means it's got the here, I'm going to try to see if we can get that in the picture. But when they say collector series, it's because they're clear. And so they have that little cardboard insert in them. And so there you can see the spare tire in the back. And then I doubt we can see inside the car, but it would have the interior just like all the others if you're familiar with these. So pretty cool. And once again, they did the advertising for other makes and models of the Mega G chassis on the back, like I wish they would do with all their cars now. But hopefully somebody from AFX hears me. This is a really good looking car. And hopefully whenever I'm doing the unpacking, I have a better camera so that I can actually get these closer without the camera making some annoying noise that you guys would be able to see. So this is the first limited edition blue Shelby Cobra here. And this one does have a little history on the back of it. This one is numbered 986. So one of the first 1,000. This car was the Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe CSX 2287, designed by Pete Brock and regarded by many of one of the most beautiful race cars ever built. Carroll Shelby's Daytona Coupe was a watershed racing car for America and set the stage for an era of American domination of international endurance racing. Only 6 of these coupes, CSX 2287s, were ever built. And then one of them was wrecked. They were down to 5. I'm not going to sit here and narrate everything to you guys, but this car's particular last performance that it did, that it's really noted for. It's got a lot of stuff on this car, and when I do the unboxing, I'll read the whole thing and actually have this up in front of the camera so you guys can read along. But the car's last performance before being retired was to set 25 land speed records at Bonneville with Craig Breedlove at the wheel. So that is just, see, this is the kind of stuff that they need to be doing with every single car. give you the history on it. Give you, I mean, like I said, I didn't read that whole paragraph. I just paraphrased, and I apologize, but that is really cool stuff to know about this particular car. Personally, I mean, like I said, it just adds to the allure, you know, that, you know, if you're a car guy, those are the kind of facts that you like to read about. So that's pretty cool stuff. So like I said, this is a limited production, and we're going to see another one that if Dan with Slot Valley Racing joins in, or if he sees it later, it'll be very familiar to him.
That should stay having exit tax. What are you talking about? Exit tax? What kind of tax is that? What's that?
Oh yeah, see, those are the new 3 that I opened up in the Look What Scott's Got that I was telling you that finally completed every single one that I had, but I couldn't get close to it. And I'm really glad that he made that video so you guys could see. Really, he's got a better camera than me, obviously, so you guys could actually see the detail on that Capco car. And that's not even one of the ones that's the most detailed, in my opinion. Yeah, no, he's going to keep up doing that dragster content. In fact, while I'm cleaning these off, I'll, like I said, I kind of got behind the 8 ball again. If you are a subscriber, the first thing I want to do is thank you for coming back and viewing again, because like I said, almost half my videos are viewed by the people that are subscribed to my channel. So I want to show my appreciation to them first and say thank you for coming back. I appreciate your continued support. And if you have anybody else that you know of in the hobby that may be interested, please tell them about it so they can join in or share one of my videos. That if you really like it, to try to generate some interest in the hobby, that would be really cool too. I'd appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, because the other 50% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. And what's ironic is at the end of last month, I had 4,000 views on my videos, and I have 351 subscribers, and none of my videos had 351 views. So that tells me that I have a lot of people watching my videos, but I don't have a lot of people subscribing for some reason. And if you have a particular reason why you're not subscribing, let me know down below. It's kind of curious to me why you don't, because we'd love to be able to notify you every time new content's coming out, so you don't miss anything or have to scroll through past videos to understand what maybe I'm talking about when I say, oh, remember in that video, you know, one of those deals. But anyway, I'd encourage you to do the LSS below, the like, share, subscribe. And if you do like H.O. slot car content, please press the little arrow button that says description on this video down below. And it's going to open up a whole thing telling you a description about this video. And the bonus part is other people that have H.O. slot car content that we need to support their channels also. And one of them is joining us tonight, Steve with Stockpile Hobbies. His is listed down there. Dan with Slot Valley Racing. His is listed down there. What is it? Buckeye H.O. Slot Car Drag Racing. He's listed down there. Mark's Slot Car Garage is listed down below. And then I do have Pro Tinker Toys listed down below, and the Slot Car Guy from Australia. So any one of those channels would love your support and your subscription and your thumbs up. And like I mentioned to everybody, you don't have to watch me live to comment below. I answer all comments. It may take me a couple of days because of my current situation and moving. But if you go back and look at every single one of my videos, every single person that has taken the time to comment to me gets a reply. So even if you're watching this later, which is what 90% of the people are going to be doing based on what YouTube's telling me, leave a comment below. You know, that you're still interacting with the channel, and that's why I created this channel, was to grow the hobby and to share the content and everybody's knowledge. And then we all gain a little bit and we get smarter and hopefully draw some new people in.
Hey, Ryburn, thank you for stopping by. Yes, Steve, nailed it right there. Yes, subscribers, the struggle's real.
Is real, yes. I feel you. I feel you, my friend. That's why I plug everybody's channels that I can every time that I can, because A, I know how much work it takes, And B, I know that if you're making videos, you're doing it because you like to, because you're not getting paid. Because most people won't do something unless they're getting some benefit out of it, and it usually has to be financial. So for people to do this and not get paid shows you how much they really love the hobby. So that's why I encourage everybody to support everybody that takes the time to make these videos. All right. And here is the one that I was mentioning that Dan with Slot Valley Racing would be very familiar with. He actually won a version of this car over the holidays this year. Lucky dog, got a autographed letter from one of the remaining family members that helped design the car, and a letter from AFX to go with it. And that would be a little prized treasure. But the difference between the one that I just had up and this one, as you can see, as I'm going to try to see, like I said, I can see in the TV. Okay, tilt it a little more, see if we can't get it in there. See, there's no sponsorships, no lettering, no nothing. It's a plain Janer. This was, in fact, it's got a participant tag up in the window. So this was like a show car version, is the best way to describe it. But it is one of those 6 that they made, and it was only one of the last 5 remaining after the one of the 6 got destroyed. So still a cool car. And that's also another limited edition. I'm sorry, another limited edition. It has that very same stuff as the last one did on the back. So that's where I'm not going back over it. This one's also on the Mega G Plus chassis, and it's also clear so you can see through it. So like I said, every time you see a collector series clear, generally speaking, and remember this, because we're going to see something tonight that's I'm going to point out a way you can tell old versions of cars of the same body and chassis that are brand new versus old, just because of some of what they did on the packaging, but on one particular car. So anyway, yeah, anytime you see the collector series clear, then that generally means that there's that little cardboard insert in there to make it look more realistic. And here we've gone back, we went to the Mega G. This is a Mercedes-Benz, and this is a sweet looking car. The C9 is what that is. And these are somewhere in the 87, 88 range on the racetrack, is because the sister car that I'm going to go ahead and pull it out because it's right there next to it, is the next one we're going to see is the black one, black C9. So they had 2 versions, both of them on the Mega G. And once again, what I thought was a Mega G Plus, I'm sorry, I apologize, Mega G Plus. And if you remember, if you saw last night's show, I was pointing out that a lot of the Mega G Pluses, they have the spot for the production numbers, but they're all blank. Where this one wasn't blank. Like I said, 2752. So I don't know what the rhyme or reason is for not putting production numbers on certain cars, blank and not blank, but we're seeing this consistently throughout the series of cars. I'm seeing a pattern anyway. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not seeing a pattern. I apologize. It makes no sense to me.
Hey, Sean, thank you for stopping by. Wow, they called me the mayor. Yeah, see, you're dedicated. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate your support.
Appreciate everybody's support, man. We've got 7 people here. I mean, like I said, I expect people to bob in and out. I know people don't want to sit here and listen to me ramble and watch me dust off my cars, and I apologize, but like I said, I don't want to wrap them or even in toilet paper dirty, because I don't want any dust to get ingrained into any of that clear plastic. So if I ever do decide to sell, like By the Beach wants me to, then someone's going to get as close to a perfect car as I can give them, because that's the way I try to keep them. All right. Do the old toilet paper roll on this bad boy, and then we'll get out the other Mercedes that I was talking about, and I'll just go up the ladder instead of down from the top. So does anybody out there, while I'm wrapping these up, I mean, does anybody out there have any of these that I've shown so far tonight, or do you have them? Do you race them? If you do have them, I mean, there we go. All right, cool.
Hey, they call me Mayor. Thank you for stopping by again tonight, man. Appreciate it. Have yourself a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night.
Yeah, Steve, stockpile. Yeah, no. I've got a couple of them myself, and we're getting ready to get into them that are in the package. But I love those chassis, man. Like I said, I just wish there were more parts and everything available to them. They kind of made it to where you either go Super G Plus, you know, which is the basically a Viper chassis, or a Bulldog, which is just a repeat of a you know, Super Racing Turbo. You know, so but they skip all around the Mega G. All right. And this one is a Mega G. The other one was on a Mega G Plus chassis. So this is the Mega G version. This is the what they call the circuit board Mercedes. And that's a sweet looking ride. They also made this in a, if you remember, a Super G Plus, because this came in my 4-way split track, and that's an actual track that I bought complete that I own. That was one of the cars in it. So they actually started making this car with the Super G Plus up, and so the only thing it's hard to see these black cars really going fast. And this one's number 1270, so probably right in the middle of the production run, somewhere in there. But still awesome looking car. These things look kick-ass on the track. If you guys don't have one and you see one that's semi-affordable, I would jump on it if you want to have one as a good looking runner. And then we have the paintable version of the Porsches that we're getting ready to view next. And this one's on the Mega G. I believe these are the 962s or 963s. I can't remember. Maybe one of them will tell me. But anyway, this is the paintable version on the Mega G chassis. In fact, all 4 of these that are based on this body that are coming up next are all Mega Gs. And when we get to them, I'll tell you the little story on those and how we got a Mega G class that has all 4 of those cars in it, because the 4 of us that race consistently on my track, at one point in time, you could buy these next 4 cars on sale for $25 a pop. And so I asked them if they wanted to go Mega G, because we've been racing Mega G Pluses, and they were like, sure. And so I bought 4 of them. We all picked a car, and that's how we ended up with our Mega G Plus class. And then shortly after that, the COVID and all that stuff hit. And the prices for those cars, because they did put them on sale, they sold a lot of the inventory out, went shooting through the roof. And now I see those things sell for routinely anywhere from $80 to $100, which is sad that those cars cost that much, because I would love to have more of them to get out and race, because I only got the 1 out of mine besides the 4 that are on the wall. All right. If you remember, whenever I was doing my personal cars, I'll remind you. But yeah, I showed you my runner Mega G that I have, and I've got a couple of Mustangs that I'm going to use. they got to the point where they decided they weren't going to tell you anything about the car in any way, shape, or form other than to brag about their chassis. So this one's the number 14. These are all Porsches. And I can't remember which one of my buddies has the one that races this one, but this isn't mine. This one's mine, but this isn't the one that I race. And like I said, there's absolutely positively nothing about the car on the back other than the Mega G chassis. No number, no nothing. Kind of disappointing. But great looking running cars. I don't know, is it going to show up? I didn't know if I think it will. Yeah, you can kind of tell. It's got gold wheels on it. So not your standard gray. And then here's their hardcore racer theme again. And it's got white wheels. Sweet looking car. Once again, not my runner, but I race against it. Anybody else out there got any of these that they race?
Oh, thank you, Cliff. And the Mega G Plus that I cannot run. Sure, Adam. I'm sorry I didn't see that center. Rich, I just mentioned at the very beginning that I got to see qualifying, all the qualifying for the Midwest Nationals, and I had to stop it on the finals to start the live feed, and then I got everything else recorded. And then someone mentioned, I think it was Adam, that said that he had heard that the NASCAR race was pretty kick-ass today, one of the best races all year. So while I'm doing laundry tonight, after I get done packing cars, then I'm going to try to catch up on that, since I made the mistake in looking at my phone so I know who won the F1 race. So it kind of takes the fun out of knowing who's going to win at the end. And to answer Adam's question, the Mega G is an inline motor that is rebuildable, similar to the Super G Plus chassis, except it's narrower. And a Mega G Plus chassis has what they call a can motor that is not rebuildable. Trying to see. I packed up so much stuff. And all my loose cars are almost all gone. Okay, so here's my best description of the kind of motor that's in a Mega G, except it's not a box motor like that, where that whole box pops out. This is a turbo chassis. So the whole bottom, the whole box, that whole box right there pops out as the motor assembly. But a Mega G is like a Super G Plus. It has magnets on either side, and it's rebuildable. So, and a Mega G Plus has that can motor in it that when it dies, and they're so inconsistent. And when you go to race them, I mean, that's why I've got, I don't know, yeah, you can see right here, I've got 2 of them just sitting in a baggie waiting to try to test out for when the next one dies. So that give you an idea of kind of what the difference is. I mean, one you can rebuild and the other one you can't. You can use the bodies on Mega Gs on a Mega G Plus if you modify the inside of some of them. But all Mega G Plus bodies will go down to a Mega G chassis car. It's when they added that little circuit board up front that they clearanced some of the stuff inside the bodies differently, like on the Peugeots when we get to those. That's the specific example I can give on that. Oh, no. Stockpile Hobby Steve. No, you with a Mega G Plus car, you have to have a 120 ohm a controller or an adjustable controller, period. Because those 45 and 60 ohms
They're just, it's like an on-off switch. It's either wide open or stop. And if you've ever made the mistake of trying to use one of those said controllers on one of the older controllers on a newer car, the first time you pulled the trigger, your car would and probably flew off the track, would be my guess. Because that's what happened to me. That's how I knew. When I first got back into it, I couldn't figure out why my Mega G cars and my older cars were okay. And then if I was using an older controller, but then if I put a Mega G Plus car in there, I just couldn't control it. And I'm like, what the hell? And yeah, that's what the hell. Yeah, you have to use those. Well, you don't have to, but good luck. I got the adjustables. Whenever I go back over my track, I bought some of those it's DS3. I bought a DS3 adjustable ohm, and then for the permanent track, I bought the. If you guys are looking for a slot car, basically accessory stuff like controllers, for instance, One Stop Slot Shop. And they go by on 3, for basically slot shop OS3, yeah, something like that. Anyway, they have an IROC series of adjustable that will go all the way from the Mega G Plus all the way down to T-Jets, and that's what I bought. And they're color coded, red, white, and blue, and clear, I think it is. So those are going to be used for this table track, and then the other one that I had that I put the end to plug in to the controller for the Aurora track. Then I'll save that for like the drag strip, because I like that better than I like doing the plunger. So when I do the drag racing, I'm actually still pulling the trigger because I don't use those Auto World plungers. Yes, Ryburn. See, I think everybody learned that the hard way. Oh, yours went really slow? That's odd. Yeah, try them on the drag strip. Yeah, don't know. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. I mean, if you can always recycle stuff, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's just burned out. And so, yeah, no, that's what I would do, since all drag racing is wide open anyway. Just a suggestion. Save some money. Yeah, mine went zippity doo dah, trying to act like it was Mary Poppins and flew off the track. Oh, but all right, so we have the this is the red and black Porsche, and this should look very familiar because I've shown the Tyco version of this car several times in other videos, in the case, restoration, how I took off black paint and then left it in there too long. I mean, but this is the Mega G version of the AFX of that very same car. You can see they tried to do the same. I'm trying to tilt it. No, too much glare. Trying to rotate. There it is. Okay, so now you can see those black stripes up here at the top. That's what, if you remember on the Tyco, that's what they were trying to replicate. So like I said, this is the very same version of the same car, just one company's versus the other. But this one still isn't mine, but we are to mine finally, because like I said, there's only 4 of them plus the paintable body. So there's 5 total of these cars, and I have all 5 of them. There aren't any more of this body style. And this is the number 1. This one's the one that I race. I like it. Like I said, it reminds me of a kind of a Crown Royal paint scheme. And it's got white wheels on it. And the only thing that we were allowed to do was to change tires. But then we were wrecking them a lot, and we didn't want to break them. So we decided that you could add magnets. So here's a little tech tip for you. If you have a Mega G and a Mega G Plus chassis, even though they say some stuff only works for one and one works for the other, you can swap magnets from one to the other. So if you have magnets from your Mega G Plus that you want to put in your Mega G, they'll fit right in. Or if you've had them in your Mega G and you want to put them in your Mega G Plus, they'll fit right in. So they'll go both ways. And if you're wondering, they're a level 30 with either chassis. And there's 30, 42, 48, and 52. And the higher the number, the higher the magnetism in the grip. And so, as an example, I'll tell you, whenever I tune a car, like I said, I start out with the factory magnets first, and then I go through every single tire height that I can and test it that way. And then I start off with 42 magnets and do that with every single tire again, and then 48, and then 52. And then based on which one had, like I said, I don't necessarily go with the fastest lap time, because maybe that was just one kick-ass lap. I look for overall consistency. So if one feels more comfortable going faster, but it's still a little slower than another version, then I'll stick with it, because as we all know, when you get to racing somebody, the adrenaline gets going, and if somebody passes you, then you try to push a little harder. And if you're already maxing yourself out, then you really don't have anywhere else to go. So that's why I'd rather have a little slower, fast car, if that makes any sense. So it gives me some room to be Scott and try to push a little harder without immediately flying off the track. But that's how I tune my cars. So it takes a long time, because I run at least 10 to 20 laps per situation, because you got to get used to how the car runs and trying to push corners. And like I said, you got to try to race it like you're going to race it to get a fair evaluation. So all right, and we're about to have this corner cleared out, but we've got the 5.0. And if you were with me last night, you saw the Super G Plus version of this very same car, which is the Chevrolet Caprice. It's the very same number on the top, 213. Nothing really special about it, except the fact that obviously you saw it went from a Mega or Super G Plus to a Mega G. And I'm sure probably somewhere along the way, they probably have a Super Racing Turbo or something else. And then my other cop car that I have is the Mega G Plus, and they just recently re-released these, and I think you can get them for like $30 or $32 shipped to your door, and if you can, or less than $35 shipped to your door, and that's a great deal if you want a little cop car. This is the Crown Vic version, so you can try to hunt for the Chevy version or buy the El Cheapo Ford version, since they re-released it. These were going up in value until they re-released them, and then it just killed the value. But it is what it is. I'd rather see them back out there again so I can buy a couple of more. Maybe get one out there and race. Yes, Aaron, that's exactly the same one that I have, and that another racer has that runs over here that we were running when I had it. I bought mine without the alligator clips, so that I could wire in one of those AFX plugs on it, because I had a couple of old controllers that were dead. So I just snip, and then I snipped it as close as I could to the controller so I could extend the length of the controller length too. So, and those things work great, because you can actually tell the difference. I can anyway, and I'm sure you can too, on which setting that you have it on, because it'll kind of make your car react a different way coming out of a corner. In my experience, anyway. Cool. Yes, make a video. I'll shovel everybody your way, man, because I'll be doing videos for the next at least 6 nights. That's just to pack away all the cars in the room. Not 6 nights, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
at least 4 or 5 nights of cars. All right, cop cars clean. Gave a little story on them. Get him TP'd up. Alrighty. All right. And if you were with me for the packing of some of my personal racers, you'll recognize this car, except this car is complete where mine wasn't. It's the Audi black test car. And I'd had to glue parts of my wing back on, but that's the complete looking version of it. And I can tell you firsthand, it is hard as hell to see this car going around the track because it is fast. So this is my other Mega G that I have that I race. So I've got my Porsche and I've got my Audi. And like I said, they're both runners. Obviously, he's already been broke. And then here's our paintable Audi of the next 2 cars that we're going to see. You kind of see a theme here. I put the paintable version of the series of the car before I put the series of the cars. So you kind of noticed that last night with the stock cars and the Ford GT40s. Well, I continued it the same way over here. So yeah, here's the white version of the next 2 cars that we can see up there. This is the paintable version, Mega G Plus chassis. Hey, Steve, Stockpile Hobbies, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support, and be sure and get out that video, and I'll start sending people your way. Have a good evening. All right. Got 8 people watching, had 11 thumbs up, so that means some people bounced in and bounced out while I haven't been able to pay attention. I apologize if I'm missing stuff in the chat. I just know that people, it's Sunday night and everybody, you know, those of us that work tomorrow have to get ready for work. So I'm trying to get this wrapped up as soon as I can without rushing it. Because like I said, you know, the whole idea is to share. It's not to worry about how long it takes to do it. So what are anybody else's opinions on these Mega G chassis? Does anybody else like them as much as I do, or not like them, or don't have any of them, don't know, or I'm still using my OSHA approved milk crate. All righty. So these are both the number 7. These are both Audis, and it's just a flip-flop on the paint. And they call one the red and black, and they call one the silver and black. And I see the glare. I'm trying to get rid of it. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, so silver. Well, I guess I'm opposite. So yeah, black and silver. Like I said, everything's opposite from what I'm doing in the camera. So I apologize. I'm honest, I know which is my left and my right. I promise. I gadgeted. But anyway, so these are the 2 versions of the white one that we saw the test shop body of, and they did make 2
set only versions of these cars, except one of them was a Toyota, and the other one was the set version of these. And those were set only cars. That's the only way you could buy them. And believe it or not, when that set came out, I kept buying the set because I had a friend that wanted to build his track. And so he was buying the tracks from me. I was selling the cars. I bought 6 of those sets, sold 6 of those cars, and sold him the track, and kept doing that and doing that and doing that. And then I was like, oh, I'll just wait to buy mine, when I'm all done. Well, yeah, I waited too long. Now the price went up and other tracks have come out that are more important to me. So speaking of tracks, hopefully if the notification I got tonight is correct, then this coming week will be a pretty cool week for tracks. Like I said, I got some old stuff that I'm sure people have not seen in a long time coming. You know me, I'm all about the new and the old. I'm nostalgia too. And if you remember, I have this one as a runner. So I like it. Sits nice and low. It's a zippy little car. As long as you get the right can motor in it. Like I said, I've had some of those things that are so slow they remind me of a Auto World Super 3. And that's bad. That's not a good thing to be known for. All righty, cool. Now we're to my Peugeots. So let's go to old and new. Didn't realize I'd knocked off some of the ceiling when I hit my head a while ago. All right. And I'm proud of my Peugeots because I have them all. Because I have the set versions, because I own the 24-hour endurance set that the set versions came in. And those were 2 of them that we saw in the bubbles on my case earlier. Here's the number 8 version, and here's the number 7 version, the red and the blue, both on Mega G chassis. Great looking cars. I know these cars, these 2 here go routinely for $100 plus easily most times. So if you can get them for less than $80 a piece, you better jump on it. I see used ones go for $80, but I mean, if you can get one new in the package for $80 or less, that you would be making a good investment. Or if you're just wanting a good looking running car that you can see on the track that's got black on it, either one of these would look kick ass out on the track, in my opinion. So good looking couple of cars. Good way to start the Peugeot part. Oh, cool. Say, there you go, Sean. That's what it's all about. When I started buying those sets, that was the intention, was to get them out and run them. But then everybody decided on, let's do F1 Indy style cars first. And so that's what we all spent our money on to race. And then since we weren't racing anything like these, then I didn't get them out, which turned out to be kind of a good thing and a bad thing. But I did keep some of the Mega G Pluses. I've got one of each of those I bought extra of, specifically to race. So I don't know if I'm going to break those out or not, because those are once again going up in price too. Like I said, there's just a lot of good looking slot cars out there right now, but anything that's older, a lot of people have gotten back into the hobby and they're starting to collect too, and they recognize cool looking cars. Sorry, I'm just making sure I get every nook and cranny. I don't want to do a half-ass job. My dad always taught me, and I don't know how many of you guys had a dad like mine, but if you're going to do something, do it right or don't do it at all. So that's my philosophy. That's what I pass down to my son. That's just the way it is. Do it right or just don't do it. You're just wasting your time. You got to do it twice. There we go. All right.
So Sean, I'm glad to see that somebody out there is getting to enjoy these like they should be, is my point. And I still might on mine, but it just all depends. You know, I don't really want to open up cars just so I can drive it around the track by myself, because I open them up to race them. And if there's not a class for me to race in, then I don't feel like I'm doing them justice by breaking them out of their coffins just to put around the track for my enjoyment, not to be actually raced, you know. But, you know, there is something to be said just to see the car you like, kind of like some of those Batmans that I have. You know, that Batman car ain't fast, but it's just cool seeing a Batman car going around the track. About got another one that I didn't want at the same time. All right, so these are the last two Mega G versions of the Peugeots that we see here. We have the Matte Mutt number 4, and then we have another blue, except this is blue, black, and a silver on it, and it's the number 3. So honestly, and I see the glare, so I'm trying to get rid of it. Those are some good looking cars. Low, lean. Woo, boy, man, I'm talking about sitting low on the track. I mean, trying to get the angle right. Yeah, you can see, man. Yeah, if you had a routed track, these things would just be awesome. Hell, they're awesome even on it's on bank corners. I'll warn you that a buddy of mine's got one that he runs around the track, and that he had already had opened up. So it'd just be me and him, and so obviously we'd have to be racing against each other. But anyway, on my track, I have a lot of bank corners, and when you run the inside lane on those 9-inch banks with these cars, they will hit the front end on the track and try to de-slot it if you're on the ragged edge. On the outside lanes in the middle, they're great, but on that inside 9-inch curve, since they're so low right there at the pitch, basically the center of the corners when it starts trying to hit, because that's the most extreme angle and it's the tightest. All right, cool. All right, got another thumbs up in there. Thank you for whoever joined and added the thumbs up. I appreciate it. It's always a good sign when you got more thumbs up than you got people watching. It means you had people come in that left and got new people that came in. So cool. Thank you for joining in. All right, we're down to the last two Peugeots. And to the best of my knowledge, unless someone can correct me if I'm wrong, these are the last two that they made, and they were the Mega G Plus, Mega G Plus versions. And this is the race set that I have. It has this one in it, not this one. These are the two that they released bubble or in the cases. And I do have two more, one more of each of these brand new. Like I said, that I'd purchased originally to race, but hadn't broke them out of their coffins yet. But these are the only two Mega G Plus versions of that car. The others are all Mega G. So those Peugeots were some of the ones I didn't know if a lot of people had seen, because those blue ones are hard to find, especially that lighter blue one with the black that I showed at first. Well, hell, either one of them are getting hard to find, but it seems like that one's not seen as much as the other one was. And then, like I said, there is a set only versions, and I have that set. That's how I know, and that's the only way to get them, is in that set. That's it's a good way to sell your sets and stuff, but man, as a collector, I hate that because it makes me have to buy the damn set to get the damn cars, or conversely, you overpay for the damn cars because the set's not available anymore, or you know, you just decide you don't want to spend the money on the whole track set. You know, kind of like what I've explained with that snake versus mongoose with the VW bugs. I'm going to get that track set just because, like I said, economically speaking, it makes 0 cents to spend $50 per car when I can buy the whole track for $125, shipped to my door. That's shipping included, $124.99. So for $24.99, I'm literally getting everything else. I'd say that's a better deal. Just saying. All right. Well, I'm going to try to keep the Fords together, and I'm going to try to keep the Chevys together. So basically where we're at now is the bottom row is the Ford stuff, and the top row is the Chevy stuff. And looking at how much space I got left here and how many cars I got left, I'm going to overflow either way. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to start at the top, since those will be the harder ones to get to, and it'll be easier for me to fly along on the bottom with the Fords. We'll finish with the Fords. F for finish with the Fords. So F for Ford, F for finish. And when it comes to these series here, these collector series with these Camaros, once again, I have them all that were released. And then I have a couple of the set only exclusive ones. And I believe, if someone can correct me if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think these are like 71, 72 Camaros, something like that. Somewhere in there.
Hey, Clint, thank you for stopping by.
So here's the yellow version of it, and here's the kind of lime green version of it. And I like that lime green. That's a good looking car. I honestly wish they would have put chrome rims on it, though. Just my personal opinion. But they put the chrome rims on the yellow one. See? But either way, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to hate on them. I'm a Mustang guy, obviously. But these are a couple of good looking Camaros. I like them. And these are both numbered, ironically, like I said. And remember when I said collector series and how most of those would be clear? Well, if you didn't catch it, I'm going to point it out. But look, those glasses aren't the windshield, the sides, nothing. They're all black. It's black glass. Those aren't clear. And so whenever they say collector series are the ones that you can look in and see the interiors, well, not necessarily. And these are numbered again. This one's number 728, the yellow. And the green one here that's kind of cool, I like it the best out of both of these, is 2672. So I got one that's less than 1,000 and one that's probably pushing the edge of the end. But I do have every single one of these Camaros except for all the set ones, but I do have a couple of the set ones just because I own the set, like that big block Battler. Because it came with the Camaro and the one that I had, and then the one I showed you last night came with the Chevelle. When I climbed up there earlier, I don't know if you guys caught it, but the top of my hat hit the ceiling, and when it did, a bunch of that popcorn crap fell down. So it's taking me a little longer to clean them off. I apologize. So anybody out there have all these Camaros or have any of them that they race? Like I said, this is interactive. I mean, I know there's 10 of us now. Thank you for whoever joined back in, or if you're just now joining in, be sure and go back and look at some of the really cool cars I've already put away, and you're not missing anything because I got some more kick-ass cars, Chevy and Ford, to show off. And these Camaros are some of the ones I'm proud of because, like I said, I have every color of them, and I have every one of their collector series. So even though I'm a Ford guy, like I said, I don't hate. You know, I like that body style, and those are good-looking cars. And as long as I can remember, it's been a Ford Mustang versus a Chevy Camaro. And then every so often, Dodge pulls something out of their ass that runs. Here's another one that I really like, and that's the silver and black with the black stripes. You notice they all have the rally stripes. But this silver and black one to me is really cool. I like that. That's a good looking car. And they did do it right. They put the chrome rims on it. They put the gray rims on this orange one. This is orange. I'm trying to look at the TV and make sure it's coming out orange because if you can see what's coming up ahead, we got the red version coming up. So silver with black stripes, and then orange with white stripes with black wheels, and then chrome wheels on this one. This one's number 729, so this is one of the first 1,000, and this one's number 238. So first 250 on that one. See, like I said, I don't understand why some of the cars have numbers and some don't. If somebody knows down there, let me know. I mean, I'm curious. In fact, if nobody lets me know, then I'm going to email AFX and ask them. Race Masters, and they got a good customer service department. They always email you back. It may take them a couple of days, but they get back with you. Well, they have with me anyway. I'll put it that way. Haven't had to talk to them lately, so things may have changed since COVID, but like everything has. Oh yeah, actually this one, there you go. There's a perfect example. See, this one actually has clear on it, where collector series. Thank you for pointing that out. Sorry, I missed that. My apologies. So yeah, the black windows on the black and the silver, or the silver and the black stripes, and then the orange one actually is see-through clear. So there's the difference in the way they would look with the glass. So, like I said, good looking cars, both of them. I like them. You know, obviously, like I said, I needed something to go forward versus. Thank you for pointing that out, man. I was too busy rambling about other shit and missed what we were trying to accomplish here, which was show cars and talk about them and differences. So, my apologies, and good call out. Okay, so Aaron, you're doing your IROC race with these Camaros like what I plan on doing with the Mustangs, like you can see here below, because I showed you I got the yellow one, and then the other night you saw I just literally got the red version as a runner in that track set that I bought. So now I will have red, white, and then I've got that yellow Boss, and then the blue. So yep, it's cool. I like that IROC series stuff because you can't use the car as an excuse. That's the way I look at it. Oh man, your car's faster than mine. In IROC racing, everybody gets to race the same damn car. So, in case anybody doesn't know what he and I are referring to, whenever you do an IROC series, you try to get cars that are the same lane colors. And when I say lane colors, that's the color of your 1, 2, 3, or 4 lanes. And HOPRA, the H.O. Professional Racing Association colors, are red, white, blue, and yellow. So when you try to create an IROC class, you try to get cars that are red, white, blue, and yellow. And then those cars stay in that lane. And then after every race, everybody rotates a lane. So basically you'd unplug from like red, and then you'd plug into white, and white would plug into blue, blue would plug into yellow, and yellow would plug into red. So everybody rotates around. So everybody has to race every car in every lane, and it's fair. So nobody can complain about the cars. Pretty cool. And so that's why I had those set up with those Auto Worlds that I bought all those chassis from Terry at Hardin Creek with the Auto World bodies that I put on their lowrider clip. I put on those lowrider clips that he offers for his. And then I also said that I wanted to do a Mega G Plus version of those older bodies of the Mustangs. And so that was the reason, one of the main reasons why I got that track set, besides the cost, was that I wanted that car because I wanted that IROC red, white, blue, yellow. All right, well, here's the last Camaro, but we'll get into the first Chevelle. So we'll start with the last Camaro. This one isn't clear. It's the only one that isn't clear. Or I guess the only one that was clear was that orange one. Interesting. So here's the red and white version. It's got black wheels on it. So this is how he's able to do his IROC series and uses that silver as the white, which you can do. Substitute. That's a good idea. And so that's how he's doing his IROC series. And this one's number 485. So I got some of the very, very first ones of all of those. And then they just recently came out earlier this year with these Chevelles. This is the yellow version. As you can see what's coming next, we got the red version. And this one's number 384. So both of these are under 500. I don't, whenever I order these cars, I don't say, hey, I'm looking for this number, that number. I just order the cars. And I will tell you this, that a lot of time vendors on the West Coast get them before vendors in the Midwest and East Coast. And sometimes they have some of the lower numbers. Maybe that's why I'm getting what I'm getting, but it's not like I specifically requested these. All right, up to 12 people and 14 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Thank everybody that's here, and thank everybody that did take the time to thumb up. I appreciate that. Like I said, it's all the interaction. YouTube counts these comments too, so all the interaction that you guys do on this channel, and you guys are doing a lot of it with me when you do this, so thank you. Like I said, I'd still be doing it even if you guys weren't here watching me, but interacting and talking and answering questions or learning something or pointing out something that I missed that I should have been telling everybody about. That's the fun part for me. So I'd still be doing it, but it'd probably be a lot less entertaining for anybody else watching it after the fact. I'll put it that way. So thank you guys for showing up live and contributing. I appreciate it. And even if you're not contributing, thank you for showing up live, because that does once again help the channel. So just by being here, you're helping. Thank you. And like I said, as of me going live tonight, I'm 649 people away from getting my first paycheck from YouTube. And if I could buy a Happy Meal with it, that would probably be an accomplishment, because it's probably going to be pretty small. But I got a long way to go. Not doing it for the money, obviously, or I'd have bailed out like everybody else did a long time ago. I'm doing it because I like the people that are in it, and I like the hobby. All right, so like I mentioned, here we have the red version. Ironically, I ordered this red and the yellow at the very same time from the very same vendor, and this one's number 1670. See, so you just never know. You just never know. One was one of the first 500. This one's, barely under the $2,000 mark, or just above it. And then here's another one that just came out this year. Here's the Corvette. Nice looking car. I like them. I can't wait. If any of you have missed it, this is a perfect time for me to reiterate, since we're in the Chevy part here. That is that the new Corvette is coming out in 2 different colors, as well as in a race set known as Super Coupes, with a new Ford GT that is a Heritage Edition, that is what they call a frost blue, that will be a different blue than the one that's on the wall that was an exclusive for Bob Beers. That whenever we get to, we'll explain. But this is about the Chevy stuff. So we'll have 3 new Vettes. One of them will be a color exclusive to the set of the Super Coupes. And then we're going to have a new Camaro, ZL1 Camaro, in the horsepower shootout or horsepower challenge. I can't remember what it's called, against the Ford Shelby GT500. And both of those are the 2021 versions of those cars. So cannot wait to see some of these new Vettes and these new Camaros, and obviously the new Mustang. But now we're getting the old Ford versus Chevy battle back, and that's just good for all of us. So I really wish they could get the Hellcats in there and the Chargers and all that stuff, just to, get another manufacturer. But I'm good with just the Ford versus Chevy if that's all they can get. I'll be honest. Beggars can't be choosers, so you got to appreciate what you can. This one was number 1670, and I think I already told you guys, but 2633 on the Vette and 1670 on the Chevelle. Like I said, no rhyme or reason. Ordered from the same vendor, and one was like 1200 newer. All right, well, I got to get some more wrapping material. I'll be right back. But before I do, I'll give you a preview of what's coming by turning the camera a little bit towards the corner. And give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I didn't really honestly think I'd go through a whole roll of double ply, but apparently I thought wrong. Won't be the first time, won't be the last. So I apologize for that delay. I thought I had everything ready to go. That's what I get for thinking. Here's that, I believe it's that Ontario orange version of that Corvette. Sweet looking car. Love these paint jobs. The detail, the flake. These are just good looking cars. But if I had to pick my favorite Vette that they've produced lately, it would be this one so far. I dig these flames. That's the chrome wheels. It's clear. Those flames kick ass. I'm trying to make sure those will come out. Yeah. There they are. And those are some of the realest looking flames you're ever going to see. That's a good looking car. Both of them are good looking, but I'd like to have this one just because it looks like the hot rod. So this one's 1235 and this one's 583. So.
Hey, Steve. Thank you for stopping by.
Yes, Ryburn. Yes, that flame job they did on that. It's not like a Auto World flame job. That's real flame job. That looks like vinyl wrap flame jobs, you know. They did an awesome job on that. I think they call them authentic flames or something like that in the flame world. Yeah, that just brings a smile to my face when I look at it. The chrome side pipes, the chrome rims, and then that flame and on that gloss black. I mean, that's just a sweet looking car. Like I said, I'm a Mustang guy, but I don't hate on a car just because it's not a Ford and it's not a Mustang. If it's a good looking car, it's a good looking car, period. Doesn't make a difference what it is. It just so happens this happens to be a Chevrolet Corvette that looks kick ass. So it is what it is. Okay, so the last three on the top are just doubles of what I bought to fill up because I knew the new Vettes were coming. So there's another one of those Fusion stalkers. I told you I bought 4 of them, and so far we've seen 2 of them. So there's number 3, and I'd already packed away number 4. So I told you I've got all 4 of those bought to do a series on painting, decaling, and then we're going to do the hop-ups, and then we're going to ship them off to PTT and let them race them. So we're down to what I would call the last row because those, like I said, are just fillers, basically extras. And we'll start here in the corner and start with the oldest Mustang that came in a bubble wrap with a Mega G, and that's the yellow Boss 302. And this is, if you remember when I said I had two of these that were destined to be runners, and they had the wrong chassis underneath them. Well, they had the right chassis, but they had the wrong wheels. They were supposed to have chrome rims, so someone had swapped them out. No big deal. Like I said, I knew it was going to be a runner. Well, both those were going to be runners, actually. So this is on the Mega G chassis. And if you remember a while ago, I mentioned that a Mega G body will work on a Mega G Plus car chassis. And then here's the blue Boss 351. So a couple of good looking cars. So here you have the lineage of a 302 and a 351. The 302 ironically has the same numbers, just in a different order. This one's number 230, 302, 230. So, and then this one is number 1408. A couple of great looking cars. So you'll see both of those again on my track as runners, because I've already got the runner one packed away of this one. And you saw me pack those away. And you saw that I got the red one the other night. And the next one you're seeing is the white one. And so there's my red, white, blue, and yellow. And then I've got an orange one that I bought to be a runner. So it's going to be the backup in case any of those fail, so we can just keep racing. Like I said, I always try to do 5 or 6 cars to make sure that if there was a wreck or an accident and one of them got damaged, we could just keep racing without having to repair the car, you know. Keeps the night going, because I know whenever one of us wrecks and we're having to replace a shoe or some springs or something like that, then it takes a little bit. And that's one of the big benefits of those Mega G Plus cars, is the less moving parts to worry about, but that's also the thing that kills them, and that's that cheap ass motor. So if they just get, like I said, they get that right or start making some replacement motors, I'd be all about it. But when you have to buy a whole new chassis to get your car to run again, that's bullshit. Just straight up telling you, that's bullshit. All right. I have all the colors of the Mustangs, obviously, and the set versions of the Mustangs now. I've shown you. So here would be the white 351 Cleveland again, motored, not a Boss, but a 351 Cleveland. And this one is a Boss 429, and it's got chrome rims. And neither one of these have the clear collectors in them. This one's number 1513. This one's number 1337. Both of them on a Mega G Plus chassis. But you'll see both of these again, because once again, they're going to be in my IROC class for old Mustangs. Yes, Steve, I'm right there with you. Yes, Sean, I saw, that's what I mentioned. I'm going to, next time I see that they bring out those, I think it was like 3 of them for $18 or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and buy some of them. I was just waiting until my track was running, because I wanted to try them. So what I'm going to do is I'll bust open one of these, as an example, I'll bust open one of these brand new Mustangs, and then we'll run a lap time with it. And then I've got a chassis that the motor's already burned out of. And so we'll put one of those hopped up motors in that chassis, and we'll stick this body on it. And that way it'll be as equal as it can be. And we'll see how much faster or slower it really is. We'll put them to the test. You know, we can all talk the talk. It's walking that walk. Just saying. So that's one of the plans. But like I said, honestly, at this point in time, I was hoping to be showing racing stuff and hop up videos. Not packing again. Surprise. I've got a gauze meter, so I can show you how to orient your magnets for the low downforce or high downforce, how to maximize your car with it. And a gauge meter is just a measure of magnetic pull. So obviously that will come in real handy with slot cars, since we're just a little electrical motors with magnets. All right, here's my most prized possession, Ford GT. And like I said, if you missed it one time, I'll just say it again. This is an exclusive only to Bob Beers. He contracted Aurora Race Masters to make 3,000 of these cars. And let's see, I've got 3 of them that I have him autographed, and that's where I'm going to see if I can get it to pop up, but it says Mr. Aurora Bob Beers. So I've got 2 more of them that are autographed, and then I bought 2 more and gave them away as gifts to a couple of my best friends as a Christmas present one year. And they haven't decided whether or not they want to open theirs or not after I told them there was only 3,000 of them and limited production to only Bob Beers. You can still find some of these on eBay now, but they're going for double the price of what you could have bought them for new when he released them. He was selling them for $35 plus $5 shipping, and now they're going for $70 plus. So, and there's still a few of them out there that are autographed too. He wasn't shy about autographing. And here's the yellow version of that with the silver stripes, the Ford GT. Great looking car. So, if I can, now that I know that they're coming out with that race set with that other blue one, I'm going to have an IROC set of these Ford GTs, and I think it'd be cool if they somehow was able to do that with the Vettes too. Yeah, if they can build them right. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like I said, guys, I love the simplicity design of the Mega G Plus chassis. You know, you don't have to do really anything with the motor. All you have to do is just get better electricity, you know, connections to it, adding silver springs and silver shoes, and then you can hop up the rear end really easy. All you got to do is just change the pinion gear and it, you know, pop out the rear end and stuff. You know, that's all great. The magnets are really easy to change. I mean, they made it so simple to work on. But the one big variable that is the one thing that if you try to race them is the deal killer, and that is that can motor is just so inconsistent. Like I said, whenever we go to the 2-packs, I literally would buy a 2-pack just to find one car that would run. So you'd spend $60 to buy one car that would run with the cars that were already out there, and then you got another car that it just looks good because it can't keep up. And they both came out of the same damn package, so there's no rhyme or reason to it. Like I said, I bought 6 of those IndyCar 2-packs. 6. That's insane. Shouldn't have to buy 6 of those, but I did. Wow, first box filled. All right, well, I'm gonna have to do some rearranging here. Told you I planned ahead. I brought the other box with me, but now I just need to relocate it. This is a very expensive box that I'm getting ready to walk by the camera with, because every car that we boxed up the past 2 nights so far is in this box. So I shudder to think how much money's sitting in this box right now. More than I want to add up right now, I'll tell you that. Probably because it'd make me cry because I'm trying to come up with a down payment on my house. So. All right, keep the Ford GTs coming. We got another couple more. And if you caught earlier, you heard that we got 2 more Heritage Editions coming out, plus a Heritage Edition special color that's coming out in the race set. But here we have their, like, I think they call it their laser red or something like that, or ruby red. And then we have the classic Oxford white with the rally red race stripes. Like I said, these are good looking racing cars, guys. So that's why I was really glad to hear that they're coming out with a Vette, because no offense, the new Vette kind of looks like the Ford GT just redesigned. And so that just tells me that the Vette's going to be a good looking car too. Okay, yeah, see, Sean, I'd seen that too, and I can't, if you remember that video, please post a link to it in the comment or in the live chat if you can do it now. But if not, just and if you can do it in the comment and let me know, because I want to see how he did that. Because I'll just tell you guys straight up, out on the West Coast when they race those things, that's the first thing they do is they take out that little circuit board and they wire directly to the shoes hangers right there. Somehow, and I've only seen that video one time, and I was like, oh, kick ass. And out of sight, out of mind. Next thing you know, you can't remember what channel it was. You just remember seeing it, and you don't remember exactly how they did it. You just know kind of how they did it. And yeah. So yeah, if you could do that, that'd be awesome. Yeah, so no, you're right. I've seen that too. That's a viable way that's how they run them. Because guys, it's all about horsepower to weight ratio, and it's in real racing, and it's no different than in slot car racing. So the lighter you can make your car, and the more powerful you can make your car, the faster your car is going to be. And so I know a lot of people, if they're racing and they have a Clear Series car that has the little cardboard inserts in them like these, then they'll take those little inserts out. I mean, I know just on my series that when we change out these front wheels and put the Viper little skinny wheels on it, I can pick up 1/10 of a second per lap on my track or more, just by doing that one thing. And it's all about weight reduction. So anytime you can shave weight, you do it. And so if you can get rid of that stupid little circuit board, I know it doesn't seem like much to us, but you got to remember the scale you're working on. So every little quarter of an ounce makes a difference. Quarter of a gram, quarter of an ounce, quarter of a gram. All right. Down to the last two Ford GTs for now, till the new ones come out. And I'll save this one to explain later. But here's our classic silver with a single, I'm going to try to get it out of the glare, single stripe that's been split. So that's pretty cool. Good looking car. Like I said, I'm just a fan of this body style. That's just a sweet looking ride. Good looking stuff. So now, yeah, you can have an IROC series of those. And then here's the Heritage Edition. If you remember last night, and if you don't, towards the very end of the Ford GT40s, I showed the number 98 version of this car. And when you hear the words Heritage Edition, when it's pertaining to these Ford GTs, that's what they're pertaining to. Is they kind of copy the same livery as the old 60s versions on the new versions. And so I know we've got like a red with gold stripes. I think it's the number 16 coming. I got a sneak peek on it. It's good looking cars. But you can see they even did the front end like I mentioned last night. On Le Mans, the 95 and the 98 were both white cars. And any of the GT40s coming down the pit lane at Le Mans head on, the pit crew couldn't tell which car it was coming at them. So they painted a specific color to their car that was fluorescent, that reflected the light. So whenever there was those few intermittent light poles down the pit lane, like I said, it was in the 60s if you watch a lot of the old videos, that it would reflect that color, so they knew which car it was that was coming in. So that's why you see a red, a green. I think there's what's it called? Bronzes. I don't know. Anyway, there's like 3 different colors that they painted these noses, but that's why they did that on this one too. So that's the Heritage Edition.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that.
Yeah, see, I had a dyno all ready to buy because I was waiting to buy it until I had the track running. Because honestly, you know, the dyno, I just know from real racing, the dyno says one thing, but you know, it says the other, the racetrack. And so your dyno may tell you things are going to be awesome, but then the racetrack turns around and tells you things are going to be shit. So a dyno is just a tuning tool. And I was waiting to be able to compare what the dyno said to what lap times were and stuff like that. And so I'm going to be getting one of those little VRP dynos, because I'd invested in the gauze meter, and that was about $100. And those little dynos are $250. So yeah, I will be getting one of those, so we'll be able to look at some horsepower numbers. And thank you for doing that, by the way. Like I said, the reason why I did this channel is to get the knowledge out there that I knew of and gain knowledge from people that hopefully join the channel and share and expand us all, make us all smarter. All right. So the last 2 are part of the new, latest, and greatest Infinity Raceway. And then the other 4 that you see there are just doubles of cars that I've already shown off. A couple of other Ford GT40s, like I said, another Fusion, another Vette. So I'm not going to get them down right now because we've already seen those. No sense in rehashing everything. There ain't no sense in making you guys watch me clean those things, is my point. So if you missed my new AFX releases summer 2022 video, these are the 2 cars that come in the new Infinity Raceway. If you saw last night's show, you saw the Mega G Plus, one of the Mega G Plus versions of that Infinity Raceway. And I kind of explained some of the differences that would go with the new one and how they cost cut or saved on the power pack to do that. But anyway, these are a couple of good looking cars. These are based off the Formula E series in Formula One. And then they didn't want to pay Formula One, so they called these the Formula N. Same damn looking car, but same thing. But these are a couple of good looking cars, guys. I mean, they're like Ringo down in Australia of AFX World and I were talking about. They kind of give you that. If you had them all black, it'd remind you of kind of like of a Batmobile, a modern version of a race car Batmobile. Well, it gives me the vibe of on that blue one here, blue and black. But these are a couple of good looking cars. And I'm going to actually have a couple of them out to race just to see how these bodies compare with the standard Formula One bodies. Because these aren't going over so well, so they're fairly inexpensive right now. And buying a couple for runners is not going to have to be a high priority because prices are staying low because there's so many other cool cars out there. And like I said, these are an acquired taste. When I first saw them, I was like, ew, boy. But, you know, I started watching the races. Then I understood that it was all for aerodynamics and efficiency and blah, 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 blah. And then I understood why they designed the cars the way they did. And so it's like anything. If you open your mind to it and learn a little bit, then maybe it may persuade you a little bit. And that's what it did. It persuaded me to start watching their races and listen to the little whines of electrical motors and learn their rules. And it's a different kind of racing, that's for sure. I don't think it's the future of racing, but I think it's a part of the future of racing. I think there'll be electric, and I think there'll be a hybrid electric and renewable energy, is my guess. All right. Okay. Well, so Obviously, like I said, I'm not going to do those two, but we still have 4 more 2-packs to wrap up tonight. So I'm going to hopefully not make the camera click too much, and I'll see where it's pointing real quick. And of course, it tries to fall when I do that. There we go. All right. Now, if you've noticed in my pictures of all my videos, the thumbnails, this is the stuff that was supposed to cover the cord that's for the TV that you keep hanging in the background, but it never got to get installed because of the moving. So, hey, I can actually do this right here. I don't have to move around. That's pretty cool. So we'll start with the oldest 2-packs first, and then we'll go to the newest 2-packs. And we've already seen these cars before, but just to show you that they do come in the 2-pack version. There's the Chevrolet SS, Monte Carlo SS, and the Ford Ecoboost Fusion. I kind of like the way they did the blue and the white and the white and the blue. I thought that was pretty classic. You know, did the swapping on the colors of the car and the stripes. And I've got a couple of these as runners, so you've seen them before. But what I wanted to point out is, even though these are Mega G Plus, if you notice, they actually did some advertising on the back, which is cool. Regrettably, what they were advertising is cars that are no longer available. So you've seen every single car on the back of that, on this back of this 2-pack tonight or last night. So pretty cool. Sorry, I'm even farther away from the computer now, so I'm having to.
Slot King 22. Cool. Thank you. Those not a fan of actual electric cars, though. Oh wow.
Cool, Ryber. Yeah, no, like I said, no, I watch it just because I'm a racing fan. Sorry, I had to get out a picture. My computer's on the table where I'm normally unpacking stuff and showing you guys, and I'm on the far end of, like, if we were racing on my track tonight, this would be one of the driver's stations, and I'd be looking straight ahead towards the TV and that wall that I call corner 1 on the side of the TV. I like watching any racing, and sometimes there's just dead spots in the season, and you end up watching some racing you'd never normally watch. And that's where I was like, you know what? It's time to just buck up and start learning about that stuff. But it's cool to know that those are still fast cars. That's what I like to hear, that the body weight's still low. Here's the twin pack version that came out that same year of the Pro Flow. And what's that called? The Flow and the Pro 1, I'm sorry. So these 2 Mega G Plus cars, the other 2-pack of Mega G Plus cars, and the ones that come in the race sets are the only Mega G Plus F1 type cars that they have out. So unless you buy a race set, you're limited to these 2, the next 2-pack, and the racing and that's it. There's no others individual. So you have to buy a race set. And trying to find these now is like next to impossible, unless you want to pay like 130 or more. I recently saw one go for 150, and I was like, wow, those things sold for $60, and now they're already going for double. Sorry, I have to get out of screen.
Okay, cool.
And I'm trying to keep up with the comments, and I'm sorry if I missed somebody that commented earlier, if it scrolled by me too quick while I was rambling on and somebody else mentioned something. It's not like I'm skipping anybody on purpose or avoiding you or dodging you. Quite honestly, it's I didn't see it, and that's my fault, and I apologize. But sometimes I get talking and I don't notice that thing scrolls down, and I lose until I go back and look at what people said after I rewatch the video. All right, and you can still buy this 2-pack of the Stalkers right now. They re-released it. And once again, it's got the Ecoboost and the Chevy Monte Carlo. Like I said, they had a little more pizzazz. The blue and the Chevys are really good looking colored blue underneath the light. I know because I'm sitting around underneath my ceiling fan, that's where we're getting this awful glare. I apologize. I'm trying to see my TV so I can get rid of it. There we go. But that's a really good looking blue. And then they added some little more pizzazz on the Ford car than they had before, with just that plain white. So, like I said, a couple of good looking cars. These are still available. I believe you can get a twin pack of these for less than $60 right now, which is a good deal. Even if you don't want the cars, like I said, just to get the chassis, $30 a pop for a whole car. And if you didn't want the body, you could turn around and sell that body for, you know, 10 or 15 bucks, get some of your money back. Or paint it, make it what you want, keep it. It's cool. Like I said, I can remember when I first got all of these cars. I know it sounds crazy, but I can tell you, when my brain's working normally and it's not having to go through moving and everything else, where I bought every car, who, you know, maybe not exactly who I bought it from, but where maybe it came from, you know, the vendor, maybe, for instance, or the country. So, like I said, these are just little memories. And here's their latest 2-pack of F1 cars. Again, I forgot to show you the back on the other one, but it's the same thing. Like I said, we've seen every single car on the back of this. Actually, tonight, we've seen every single car on the back of that. And now you've seen the cars that are on the front of it. And like I said, you can buy this 2-pack. I think this one's a little more expensive. I think they get like 65 to 70 bucks for it, somewhere in there, 60 to 70, but still not a bad deal for 2 cars. And if you're going to run these F1 Indy cars, and you've got a time track, then it's going to take you a 2-pack or 2 to get 4 of them that are going to be similar in speed, undoubtedly, unless the manufacturing has changed since the last time I bought some. You know, like I said, my track's been down for over a year, so, you know, a lot can change in a year. I'm hoping that they did, to be honest. All righty. And like I said, I'm not going to bore everybody with rewrapping those 4 in front of you again. Those of you that stuck through all the way, I appreciate it. And to everybody that just joined in a little bit ago and are wondering why I'm wrapping it up now, is because you missed the whole wall, except for those 4 over there in the corner. So once again, how many people we got in here right now? 14. Wow. Someone made a comment.
I have those 2 stalkers, but they came in a stalker challenge set.
Yes, Aaron. Yeah, no, that's another way to get them too. Like I said, there's nothing exclusive about those whatsoever that they made in those 2-packs. It was the Mega G cars that I started off with last night. Those 2 stock cars I told you that came in a 2-pack. They're the same way. Yeah, so they didn't really start getting that until it was certain other cars like those challenges and stuff like that, endurance racing and stuff like that. So we got all of my AFX, that other than what you saw on the wall that's left over that's extra, wrapped up. And so tomorrow night, we're going to be able to pick either starting like over that window over on this corner, or we can, because I'm saving this last corner over here for last, or I can do the section from that part of the TV over, or we can do the shells. And I'll show them all tomorrow night. But anyway, long story short, this will be a night, that will be a night, that will be a night, and the shelves will be a night. So I've got 4 more nights of packing to pack all this up. And depending on how fast it goes, because I do have stuff coming in, I think almost every single day, if not every other day, coming up this week. I know I have stuff coming in tomorrow if the UPS Informed Delivery Digest didn't lie to me. So we'll be able to start off most of the nights with a look what Scott's got to add to the collection, or some sellers that I'm going to turn and flip that if anybody's interested in, they can obviously reach out to me and get a better deal than if I had it on eBay. Speaking of which, if you go to the description below, you can go to my eBay sellers page, view all the cars I currently have for sale. A lot of them ended tonight, and I don't relist again until Tuesday night. They give me a night to mail off stuff and take pictures of new stuff to put up. But anyway, if you see some cars on there Tuesday night that you like, reach out to me personally in the email address below, and I can get you a better deal than I can get on eBay, because like I said, I have to raise the price to cover my $2 to $5 of profit that I put as a bare minimum to make, just to cover their fees. So in fact, eBay makes more money in fees than I make in profit off of those cars that I sell. So that's the easy way to get a hold of me. So like I start every video, I'm going to end it the same way, and that is by thanking my loyal subscribers. I want to thank everybody that did show up tonight for Sunday night, and any time that anybody's been able to spend watching me pack away any of these cars. I do appreciate it. Like I said, my intent was to do it whether there was nobody watching or just one watching. It was going to get done one way or another, because I do have to move. It's not like this is a choice. This is mandatory. So thank you to everybody that has made this a much more enjoyable experience than it was the first time, because literally I just had the TV on watching the TV, and I was doing the same thing that I was doing now. So I was just basically talking to myself going, oh yeah, you know, I'm looking at this car. I remember when I bought this from Greg, or I remember when I bought this from Scale Auto or Pro Tinker Toys or whoever, you know. But now I got to share that stuff with you guys, and you guys have helped me out by sharing some stuff with me. So I want to thank you for being a subscriber and being loyal to me. And if you are new and you've made it to the very end and you haven't subscribed, please, LSS below, LSS, like, share, subscribe. Even if you don't hit the notification bell, please subscribe, or at least share it to some of your friends that you think will subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel, trying to expand the hobby. The more people that interact with this channel, it just grows everybody that's part of this channel's knowledge, and it makes the hobby a little more enjoyable, because there's something that I learn every time from the people that view my channel consistently, and I hope that I'm sharing some information with them that they may or may not know about, and they're learning from me. Like I said, this is reciprocal. That was the whole reason why I do this channel. And I will reiterate again, I don't make a dime off of my YouTube channel. Nobody does. This doesn't have 1,000 subscribers. And that's going to bring me to the next plug. Also, in the same description below, you're going to see a list of small-time YouTube H.O. slot car creators that would love to have your support also. Dan from Slot Valley Racing. Steve with Stockpile Hobbies. He was on here earlier tonight helping support the channel. We support each other because we know the more people that watch and interact with each other's channel, the more YouTube pumps it out as a suggestion for other people that aren't subscribed to watch. So thank them. Mark's Slot Car Garage, Buckeye H.O. Slot Car Drag Racing, that Slot Car Guy, Pro Tinker Toys. They're all listed down below, and if you're not subscribed to them, please do. I think By the Mayor said that he had over 40 H.O. slot car subscriptions that he had subscribed to on YouTube. So there's a lot of people out there making content. I'm only listing a fraction of them that I personally know of, and I support us all. And the easiest way to do that doesn't cost you a dime. All you got to do is just hit that like, give us the thumbs up, and hit the subscription, and that counts towards that 1,000 that would actually get us enough money to hopefully buy us a Happy Meal at McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or wherever, if it was on sale. Because it's my understanding if you make 1,000, you get paid. It's probably less than 10 or 15 bucks. But I will give you this: anything that I do make off of YouTube will be purchased for stuff to give away directly to the subscribers. So the sooner I can get over to 1,000, more shit that I can buy to give away, because we'll buy cars, hop them up, test them, tune them, and then somebody will win it. And that's why I'm going to be doing that vicariously with Pro Tinker Toys with my Fusions until I get my track up and running. I'm just going to go ahead and do one car, build it, and then we're going to ship it off. And then that way, while I'm getting my track together, then we can give one of my lucky subscribers an opportunity to win that car that they watch get built. So I'm going to get out of here. It's Sunday evening. I still have laundry to do. I've got some racing to watch. Once again, thank you to everybody that did show up tonight. I sincerely appreciate it. And if you can, try to make it by tomorrow night. I am going to try to make it on a little earlier. I'm going to try to go on at 7 tomorrow night so we don't keep everybody up late. And I do appreciate everybody that did stay up late with me tonight to do this. Like I said, very fun. I enjoyed every single one of these. Hope you join me tomorrow night, everybody. Have a safe rest of your evening. Don't work too hard on Monday until we meet again tomorrow night. Light some sparks and melt some plastic. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.